Hello, I'm Holly Reeve from the Manly Ultimate Club, and you're listening to Smash FM.
Welcome everyone here to the Smash Sports Show right here on Smash FM. We're here on the road here at Keilor Park in Melbourne's northwest. But of course, let's head up to our friends on the other side of the border, of course, in New South Wales. Of course, it's been with one of the ultimate frisbee players. Of course, she is involved at the Manly Ultimate Club in particular. And of course, she just got back from a tournament on the weekend just gone. And her name is Holly. She joins us right now. Thanks, Holly, for joining us.
Thanks, Will. Really appreciate coming on.
No worries. Well, you might as well tell us what's been happening since we last had you on the show 6 years ago. When I had you on the show, it was back in the AUL days.
Yeah, it has been quite a while, and one of the great things, I guess, about frisbee is that a lot happens in that time with leagues and national championships and international events that are happening every year since then. So I'm very keen to be back on the field after a couple of years with COVID. But yeah, more recently we've had bit of a lead up after Australia hosted the World Championships last year, just off the back of the Australian Nationals. And then, as you mentioned, yeah, just on the weekend gone up at Australian Beach Nationals in the Gold Coast, which was beautiful weather, which I think was a bit hard to come by in the weekend just gone. And yeah, training out now for taking Manly hopefully to World Clubs next year in Beach Worlds in November. So been very busy.
How did the Beach Nationals went this past week on the Goldie?
Oh, yeah, really fantastic. So, played with a spread of people, and we went up and we came home with a bronze medal. Not quite the same as a gold, but pretty stoked to be able to place at that event. And the quality was super high, and lots of very competitive teams, and yeah, some really, really quality games going on. So, yeah, pretty pleased to be able to snag that bronze medal.
And then on the other hand, how did you go in normal nationals?
Normal nationals, yeah. So, grass nationals back in end of April. Yeah, we played with the Manly Mavericks, our Division One A team. We had a cracking start to the tournament. Won our first sort of pool plays, and again, the girls did a great job on field and stayed as a unit, and very, very few injuries. So obviously, all the work we'd done in the lead up had helped us get there, and made our way all the way up to the gold medal match, and came away with the silver, lost by 2 points to our common rivals Ellipsis, but
No.
yeah, pretty cracking weekend. Pretty pleased with everyone's effort and intensity, and definitely our best season yet. So
Lost to the Melbourne team again.
yeah, yeah,
Obviously, they're stacked with Aussie players in that team anyway. To reverse that trend of the Lips's dominance.
yeah. We're very familiar with Ellipsis as a club, having come up against them now for quite a few seasons, and we're quite grateful. We've got a few tournaments now each year where we get to see them prior to nationals. I know a few years ago we would sort of only see them when it got to the pointy end of the tournament. So it's been a really great rivalry and relationship that we've built over the last couple of years, and Ellipsis does very well to change up their rosters each year with their XY split. So you get a bit familiar with some of the players, and then the combinations change a little bit. The structure for us was a lot more around that full team depth and clinical play across the season, with that sort of shortening and trying to have those specific matchups as we got towards the end of the weekend. Obviously, not quite enough to pull in the win right at the end there, but yeah, basically just that consistent effort of recognizing what they're trying to achieve and changing up our structures. And thankfully, the game's available to watch back still on YouTube through Ulti TV. So yeah, it was a great final with a lot of pressure put on from both ends defensively, which I think that we're really proud of, that we managed to pull through against such a clinical team.
You mentioned what you got coming up. I guess how's that preparations been? Even though I know you just got back from Beach Nationals.
Yeah, so for me personally, very grateful to be on the Australian Mud Crabs team. So the beach open age mixed gender Australian team heading to Portugal. Um, the campaign, they've done a very good job, I think, so far with allowing teams to prioritize their national club season up until April, and this weekend just gone is a real marker for us kicking off the team sense and being able to hang out and come together as a cohort. Where yeah, obviously very lucky where I am up in Manly to be able to have sand so close by and getting out training. It's quite a different sport when it comes to fitness and tactics. So it's a beginning of the turning of the tides for a lot of us, finishing up our grass for the year and turning our heads towards Portugal. Um, Looking forward to, I think we've got 4 more camps coming up together before we fly out and have our week lead in to Portugal in November.
So for everyone out there, obviously there's multiple sports that have, technically normal and then beach of some sort. Now, obviously with ultimate, any differences between the two other than the actual playing surface?
Yeah, so there's a couple of main differences being field size and number of players on the field as sort of your big noticeable ones. We've had a lot of conversations as well about how the fitness is quite different. So on grass ultimate, there's a lot more impact on your joints and that sort of strength training. Yeah, through your joint management, whereas there's a lot more muscular demands that come from the beach, and obviously with that change in surface, that the lower leg into ankle into foot strength and strain is quite different. So making sure that you're adapted for that surface. In terms of play style, like separation looks very different. So the windows are very small. The amount of space you can have defensively before someone's out of your reach is very different. So yeah, a bit more quick movement. With 5 players as well, you can have less stationary players in the field that take up a bit too much space. It clogs things up. So everyone's got to be ready to move and help each other out. So um, and then the other factors being things like uneven surface and glare and the different sort of demands that come with the environment around you. So it takes a bit of transitioning as someone who's been traditionally grass, but it's been awesome fun, and it's fantastic having Anson as a coach and Perko is helping direct these sand specific tactics as well.
What I'm going to ask you now is, do you prefer grass or beach?
So I get this question a bit with, do I prefer mixed gender or women's as well? And I'll my honest answer is not a cop out. My honest answer is both. I think they're just very different games, and in that respect, it's hard for me to pick one or the other as coming ahead, because I think the joy I get out of it is quite different, and the key thing for me is that the people I'm with, people I'm on the team with, are equally bought in, and I think you can get that women's mixed grass or beach. I'm a lot less familiar with beach, and this is sort of a new journey for me. So I'm looking forward to seeing what comes with that. But unfortunately, there's no clear winner for me at this stage.
So, where did the love of ultimate start, and what does it mean now?
Yeah, well, my journey with Ultimate started thanks to my very wonderful English teacher at my high school, Miss Adlard, Kath. She has done a phenomenal amount of work up in the Northern Beaches here, supporting and recruiting and yeah, I guess driving that growth in our schools, and particularly as a feeder to our local club, Manly Ultimate. The When I first started Ultimate, I sort of played a bit of every sport, so I didn't expect it to take over the way that it did. I think it's a beautiful game when it comes to tactics and spacing. The way that a disc flies is just quite unique compared to a lot of ball sports. So you have there's less of a barrier, I would say, for a lot of players. Most people are starting out at a very similar level. You don't get people like, in soccer who've been playing since they were 4 versus someone starting at their 12 is a very hard comparison. But I think because Frisbee's a newer sport, Ultimate's a newer sport, there's a lot more opportunity for people to get involved, people from all walks of life. You can have, you know, different body shapes and different ages all still able to play at a very elite level because of the unique demands of the sport. So that definitely is a big win for me as a lover for the sport. Just the inclusivity and the longevity that's in the sport as a potential. If you want to continue for years and years, there's definitely a lot of role models, particularly in the women's division, of pretty incredible people. Um, yeah, and I think the other big part is the famous self-officiating component of Ultimate. The fact that we have no referees, it makes it a very low barrier sport for entry as well. So you can take friends and cones to any field, and you don't need to hire a ref or buy all this expensive padding. It's a super easy sport for anyone to get involved in, and that's pretty special. And the culture that cultivates has just stayed with me as being quite important. Everyone who's there wants to be there, wants to do well, and support each other through that. So I think that's definitely where it started. A lot of the love for the sport now revolves around just how much experience and exposure and essentially gifts the sport has given me. The people I've met, the places I've traveled to, the feelings I've experienced with the highs and lows is something that I'm very, very grateful for. And I cherish any opportunity to be able to share that with people and get more people aware of what they could get out of the sport. If it was anything like my journey, it's been pretty amazing.
What does it mean to play for Manly?
Manly holds a very special place in my heart. So this is
Fair
also quite a
enough.
lot of fun. I'm very proud of the club and what it stands for. I think the the awareness that our club has around the importance of um, volunteering and contributing. If you're a player at the club, it's expected that you find some way to sort of give back and understand that, particularly in our sport, with a lot of things in life, it only happens if the people around us are happy to put the hard yards in and make it happen. So that sort of contribution side of it is really important, and I'm quite privileged in a leadership position on our club team to be able to instill that in any rookies that are coming across, that everyone pitches in, and as a result creates something pretty beautiful. The way that so many of our members support the juniors program, to be involved in primary schools and high schools, to be able to support our junior athletes that are going and representing Australia. I remember when I first came to the ranks, there was opportunities for me to contribute to the club and get support in that journey. The way that in our spirit celebrations as a club, whenever we go and play other teams, as a thank you for those teams, we donate to different causes each year. And yeah, it's a pretty incredible community. I think the size and the rate of it growing speaks for itself, and people are recognizing how wonderful it is. Yeah, so very, very proud of what everyone who's been part of Manly has managed to build, and yeah, grateful that it's not just that it's around, but that it's so close to home for me as well. You can be born anywhere in the world, and to have something that special down the road is yeah, really awesome.
Any highlights throughout your ultimate journey?
There's definitely, yeah, there are and there aren't. Like there's moments that stand out as pretty special, and some of them are also the losses that come with it. I think I think more than anything, it's those moments where you have that buy-in from everyone around you. So uh, every season with Manly, at the end of the wrap up, at the end of the season, there's always that emotional journey of, oh, I would happily spend the next 6 months training with these girls if I could, or now I can't wait for next year. And that realization that you don't want to let that go is pretty special. And I'll be honest, that comes every season with Manly Mavericks. And uh, I think being a part of some of the rep teams I've been able to represent has been incredibly special. Most recently playing with the Barramundis, the Australian mixed team on grass, at the World Championships in Gold Coast last year. Having a home crowd was absolutely wonderful. I didn't expect it to be as emotional as it was, but being able to look around and all the faces, either being familiar or the volunteers at the event, supporting your country, and being able to have a Indigenous welcome to country on a world stage, and be able to share that to so many other cultures was yeah, something really, really special. As we spoke about at the start, back in the AUL days, the first time I remember getting to do a signature for someone or take a photo with someone, they were, yeah, really beautiful milestones. Yeah, to be involved in the games and the results, I think are all very big for me as well. But it's the journey and the people, 100% that I you hold on to for the years to come. Um, yeah, maybe the losses I think I also held on to for a while. But yeah, the very grateful for those moments.
So just going back to the AUL for a moment. Now, I think your team back then, which was the Sydney Suns, were the last team to win
Yeah,
the AUL Premiership.
yeah.
So I need to ask you, I know it's a long time ago, but how long did you hold the cup for? Which was a pretty big cup, to be fair. And did you kiss it?
I definitely had some kisses the day we won it. I don't think it's ever ended up at my house though,
Oh,
which is a bit of a. I might have to track that down. I think there's a few of us to go around to interstate. It's a bit of a maybe it just doesn't quite fit in anyone's luggage getting from one person's house to another. But yeah, that was a really wonderful. I've definitely got some photos of the winning, as well as got a very special photo of myself and a fellow teammate with the cup, and another very close friend of ours that happened to be on the opposition, just sort of in the background as a bit of a reminder of what we achieved. So yeah, I've got the medal hanging up though. Don't worry about that.
fantastic segue about the medal. I'm
Yep.
glad you mentioned that. How long did you wear your medal around your neck for? And did you sleep with it? And did you bite on your medal, if you can remember?
I definitely wore it. We didn't have any flights to get home. That final was in Sydney, but I definitely wore it
Was.
for the rest of that day and the following day or two. The funny thing about medals is once you take it off, sort of after that big event, there's not a need to put it back on. There's no like event that requires you to wear it. So it's always a personal choice on how much you wear it around the house. It's never gone in a box. It's always been out on display in my room. But yeah, I think I would have worn it for the next day or two, and then probably a bit of a hazard when you're sleeping. So it's up now and on display.
I guess what would be your advice to people that should get involved in the ultimate, especially in New South Wales?
Yeah, great question. So joining Ultimate, it's a very social, very comfortable environment. So if you've heard of anyone that plays it, if you're interested, and you can find it on Facebook, find it on the New South Wales Ultimate website. Any contact, any person, someone's going to reply and send you in the right direction. So if you're not sure, just reach out to any person you can find on any website. All the local communities have a Facebook page as well. So if you're in a particular area like the inner west or western suburbs or northern suburbs, there'll be a Facebook page, sorry, that'll have all the information out there. So reach out, connect with someone, and they'll tell you exactly where to be and find you a team. It's definitely a sport that is very welcoming to new players because, as I said before, everyone has started usually in their adulthood or teenage years. So everyone knows what it's like to first get a frisbee in your hand and trying to learn everything. So I think within that, most players are natural teachers when it comes to supporting each other and remembering what it was like to learn. So everyone's very welcoming to get you on a team. There's, as I said at the very start, leagues all year round, winter and summer. There's always somewhere to play. So don't feel put off if you've missed the start of a season. There's always someone who's happy to have an extra number and support along. And I think there's also quite a few clubs that have very beginner friendly teams within divisions that are designed just for people to come along and learn how to play. So reach out, have a ball, get a frisbee, take it home, and share it around with your friends. It's a great thing to pack no matter where you're going. Frisbee, highly recommend it.
So, who's the comedian, the best singer, and the best dancer on your team?
Comedian is easy. The modern day comedian is someone who makes a good meme. And on Manly, we've got this incredible person, Anna Stoddard. But she's congratulations, Anna just recently got married.
Oh,
Um,
congrats.
she Everyone else would be doing their wind down routine and sorting out themselves for the evening, and Anna would religiously be preparing a set of memes for every day of every event, and making sure we bring joy to all of us. And we've got a lot of memories captured in Anna's work, and making sure that she's reflecting on the day. So she's your easy pick for meme creator slash comedian of the team. Um, Best singer and dancer. Oh, I don't know if we had a lot of singing going on. We definitely have Hannah Gregory and Maylee Rickards Tang are actually quality dancers, and a couple of seasons ago got us all on a little routine to try and, break the ice and get to know everyone. So not only their abilities, but their choreography and patience with the rest of us, I think they'd be up there as your best dancers. And then I'd probably have to give a shout out to Eva Strawn for being our DJ. Every camp, every training, she's got the playlist out and the speaker going and getting us running. So yeah, they'd be my musical picks for the team for sure.
Final two questions I'm going to ask you. Do you have a pre-game superstition, ritual, or routine?
My pre-game routine, unfortunately, involves I really struggle to have food right before playing a game.
Oh,
So
okay.
my morning routine is normally solely based around trying to find some way to eat food and to trick my brain that we're not about to play a game. It's okay, you can eat. It's not digestion time. Sorry, it is digestion time. So it's less of a routine and more of a journey every every game. Um, I think the way that I know I'm going to play my best is if I'm having fun and feeling loose and free. So it's mostly going to be being around the team, getting a bit of touching in with the disc and yeah, being a bit fun with it as opposed to really dialing in. It's loosen up, it's have fun, and it's appreciate who you're with. I think puts me in the best stead. Thankfully, no particular superstitions. I've got nothing I need or don't need, and I'm hoping to keep it that way. So I'm not not getting caught out any day.
Describe your team in a couple words.
The Manly Mavericks, I would say, are loyal, very very loyal. I think they are very strong people. These are people who know who they are, who are ready to give to each other. They show up, they put the work in, and I think that comes a little bit with frisbee too. Like it's not a when you're playing at a high level, it takes a lot. There's no funding in the sport as much as there should be, and there's a lot of travel. There's a lot of late nights and cancelled flights or whatever it might be. So um, yeah, that resilience that they're in our team is pretty incredible. Um, I don't have the word, but there's a deep sense of connectedness and togetherness. It's a real crew. It's a real pack of people. Everyone is there for each other and checks in with each other. And I think this season, I said it before, one of our best seasons yet, but um, there's no weak links with that either. Everyone is together. Everyone appreciates each other, and it's a full unit when we rock up. It's not little sections of a team. If you're on the Manly Mavericks, you're all together.
Holly, it is so awesome to have you on the show again. It has been way too long since we last
Yeah.
had you on the show. Hopefully it's not going to be this long again for the next one. But thank you so much for joining us. Obviously, congratulations on your recent achievement at the Beach Nationals recently on the Goldie, and hopefully there's more really good things to come in 2025.
Yeah, thank you, Will. It's a pleasure to be back, and I'm sure we'll touch base sooner again. There's a lot coming up, so we'll talk soon, no doubt.
No worries. And of course, that's Holly Reeve there joining us from the Manly Ultimate Club. Of course, if you want to get involved in the great sport of Ultimate, of course, we'll put all the details up if you want to get involved, especially in the beautiful part of Sydney in the Northern Beaches. There's more on the Smash Sport Show right after this. Don't go away here on the 15th year celebration.
Hello, I'm Holly Reeve from the Manly Ultimate Club, and you're listening to Smash FM.